What's going on, guys? Naruto Black Ops here, and yeah, so listen, guys. I know it's been a while, and it's been a long time. Not a long time, but actually, it's been a lot, like 2 weeks, 3. But yeah, I took a break, a few breaks, and like by the time I took a break, went back to my YouTube channel, and I checked on my what if Naruto and Sasuke were brothers, you know. That junk got 273 views. I'm like, what the? That has more views than my What If Naruto Was Lucifer's Son. So I was like, huh. If you got that many views, I probably should make the part 2. But this is not part 2, so I'm sorry, guys. If you were hoping this was part 2, no, it's not. Sorry. But just know that junk is definitely coming out. If you really want to, if people was watching it, if 273 people were watching it, like, that's a lot. So I have to make another one. I have to make part 2. But in this case, I'm not making part 2. This is What If Naruto had the curse mark / what if he was in 7 Deadly Sins. So I'm rather gonna make the thumbnail, not thumbnail, title, What If Naruto Was in the 7 Deadly Sins, or What If Naruto had curse mark. So yeah, either one of those. So future Naruto Black Ops. Yeah, just do you, okay? So how this is, Naruto is not gonna be put there by Kaguya or nothing like that. Seen a lot of people do it like that, but I'm not doing it like that. See, Naruto is from the 7 Deadly Sins universe. He's gonna get a magic power, and he's gonna get the curse mark. The curse mark for him is basically gonna be like Meliodas is, demon, type, mark. So yeah. So Naruto is gonna be, the youngest out of all sins. So I'm pretty sure King like 200,000 years old or something, like, not 200,000 years old, that like 2,000 years old or something like that, And Deanne, she's like, I don't even know how old she is. And Bond, I know he's old, because he has his little regeneration power still. And I also know I already know Meliodas like 3,000 years old. And so yeah, Naruto's gonna be the youngest out of all of them. And yeah, so Naruto, no, he might be the youngest. Yeah. So Naruto is Naruto Uchiha in this, and no, he doesn't have the Sharingan or nothing like that yet. So Naruto is walking through a poor village, and he lives there, and he lives on the streets, and he doesn't have any parents or nothing like that. So yeah, he's just walking, and basically, okay, guys, listen. So let me just tell you guys this right now. The ship is gonna be, Hinata. So listen. I was thinking about making an Ino, and just doing that. But then I said, Hinata, she would fit good, cause and this she has to be from this world. So she's an angel. I'ma just say her blessing power is her Bakugan. So yeah. So she's an angel in this, but Naruto hasn't met her yet. Okay. So yeah. So we get back to the story. Naruto, well, as we know, is Naruto Uchiha. He's walking through the village, his poor village, and yeah. So he was walking through a forest that he was going to. He just was walking right now. He really didn't care where he was going. So he was walking, and then he heard some ruffling in some bushes. So he went to go check it out, and then he saw a man with 4 white wings and white hair, and blue and yellow type eyes, and the eyes have like a spiral cross on them. And yeah, so Naruto went over there and said, sir, are you okay? And as we all know, this is Mael. And or if you guys, spoiler alert, so skip this right now if you don't want to know spoiler alerts. But if you guys know, the Seven Deadly Sins, season 5 has just came out. That's the reason why I'm doing this. But anyway, the Seven Deadly Sins thing has came out for season 5. And if you guys all know, Estarossa is actually Mael. Estarossa, he didn't even exist, to be real with you. Estarossa was just a dog. It was just the dog's name. But Estarossa, he never existed. He was Mael. So, now that I got that out of the way, if you guys stayed, and you guys just got, I just tried to tell you it's a spoiler alert. If you stayed, that's your fault. But anyway, Naruto, helps the guy up. But, no, tries to help the guy up. But then, when he grabs Mael then smiles and says, "Huh, you foolish kid." And they disappear in a light. We now see Naruto waking up in a white space, a really bright light space. And, he's looking around, and then he sees a giant figure. This is the Supreme Goddess. Supreme Goddess looks down at Naruto, then looks at Mael, and she then says, "Good job, Mael. You have done well. Now leave us." And Mael then bows and says, "Okay." And he leaves the area. So Naruto, he's strapped to a chair, not a chair. He's strapped down and he's just laying down and he's strapped down to a roll, Basically how people do when they're in a science, getting tested, freaking experimented on. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So Naruto, he's trying to break out, and the Supreme Goddess says, "There's no point of trying to break out. You're not gonna get anywhere. So, listen, I've been trying to, create a devil, well, not a devil, a demon on my side. And if I create a demon on my side, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't, change anything. Because, you're going to be on my side, and I'm the one that created you. So, and I want to make a demon as strong as that, Meliodas." And Naruto says, "Meliodas, what are you talking about? Just let me go. I'm just a kid." And Naruto is 6 years old. No, 5 years old, actually. Yes, he's 5 years old. And, she then says, "Silence, mortal." No. And she then snaps her fingers, and a whole entire, you can just see blood, bottles, big tubes of blood all around, the whole entire white space. And these are, the demons they have killed, all of their blood. And, some of Meliodas' blood, like a Sprite bottle can. That's how much blood they got from him. And like a little drop of the Demon King's power. I mean, blood. So, she then says, time to get to it. And she basically starts, experimenting on Naruto. And Naruto is screaming out in pain. And he's getting the blood injected to him. And, when that happens, his body starts to change, more maneuver. And, his organs change so he can get used to it stuff. And he's just screaming out in pain. And this goes on for 200 years. Yes, 200 years. She made Naruto immortal. I'm gonna just say she can do that. Okay. I know she really can't do that. I don't think she could do that. Again, she didn't push a curse on him like she did with Meliodas. She just, what was I gonna say? She just made him immortal. So, but he has his regenerative factor, because he has the curse. And yes, now all that blood, all that magic is now put into that one spot, and that's his neck, and that's where his curse mark is. His curse mark is basically, his curse mark stage 2 is as powerful as Meliodas' assault mode. And, his curse mark stage 1 is as powerful as Meliodas when, he doesn't go assault mode. That little demon mark, but a little bit more powerful than that. And they also gave him the Sharingan. And the Sharingan, he only has one eye Sharingan, and yeah, he can deactivate it and activate it, but he only has it in, this eye right here, the right eye. That's the right eye. It's not the left, okay? But yeah, Naruto uses his. No, Naruto's been getting trained. Well, not trained. He, after like she did, was done with, the experiment. Naruto was, like, he wasn't, responding or nothing like that. He was still on that freaking, he was still strapped to the freaking experiment thing. And, he wasn't waking up for 10 years. So she thought that it was a fail. And, she was never going to do nothing like this again. Because it's just going to turn out like a failure. Like he did. But anyway, Naruto gets thrown out of, heaven basically. And, he lands down in the human world and he wakes up. He then wakes up and then he sees that he's inside of a cabin. And this cabin is, just a random cabin, okay? So he then wakes up and then sees a girl with long blue hair, sky blue, not sky blue, dark blue hair and white eyes. Well, white pale eyes type. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, huge eyes. So, this is Hinata, and Naruto then says, who are you? And he, low-key just looking into her eyes right now, because, like, they're so, beautiful to him, and, he's just looking at her eyes, and then she says, oh, I am the angel Hinata, and, Hinata, still has that type of shy stuff, she's still shy, and, yeah. So basically, Naruto just says, what am I doing here? And, I was just not noticing something. I don't know, none of the freaking men. No, I mean, all of the seven deadly sins don't have a last name. Like, nobody in there has a last name. Not even Elizabeth. I don't think she has a last name. What the heck? But anyway, so I don't know. His name might still be Naruto Uchiha. So Naruto, he gets told that by Hinata that what happened to him. He was experimented on and stuff like that. And, he basically missed 200 years of his life. But, he stopped the growth at 16 years old. So, that's how old he looks. And he looks exactly like Sasuke. I know, like, so you're basically saying this is a Sasuke what if? No, okay? Well, to be real with you, it kind of is. But, in this case, Sasuke's name is Naruto. But, just forget that, okay? So, he got the Sasuke hairstyle. He basically got this hairstyle right here. But his, hair is a little longer. The bangs right here are a little longer. And, Naruto, he doesn't have the headband yet. So, he then starts walking. He gets out of the bed and starts walking around. And, he has to get used to, this 16-year-old body. Because he's been, sleep, basically, for 200 years. He knows about he still felt that pain and stuff. But, he basically went to sleep after 2 years. Well, not even 2 years. That guy went to sleep straight, like, in 30 minutes and never woke back up. But, he still got experimented on. So, he needs to get used to his teenage body. And, learns that he's super strong and stuff like that. So then, Naruto then sits down and, Hinata then says, okay, I'm not supposed to be here, but I thought it was, it wasn't kind for our goddess to just throw you out like that and experiment on you. So I'm really sorry about that. And Naruto then says, it's okay. It really doesn't matter. And he looks down and says, I really don't even matter in the world either. And, she just says, don't say that. I'm sure you can find some way to, protect the world or something like that. And Naruto says, yeah, probably. But I don't even have any type of power. And she then says, oh, you don't know about your magic? And Naruto then says, magic? What's magic? And Naruto doesn't know about magic because, he lived in a poor village. They didn't even have magic. And so, yeah. So Naruto then said, magic? Huh? And, she then says, well, magic is a type of power a lot of people have. And it makes, the user really powerful. And, yeah. So, my power is called Blue Akugan. I basically have a lot of vision, and I can see your pressure points. And I can basically hit those pressure points, and you'll basically, be stunned. And I know that's really not how, that is kind of like how the Bakugan works. But, I can't have her, seeing, chakra points. So, Naruto, sorry about that, guys. So, Naruto then says, okay, so can you tell me what my magic is? And, she uses her Bakugan, and I'm gonna just say she can use her Bakugan to see what people magic are. So, she sees what Naruto's magic is, and her eyes widen, and she says, your magic is called onyx. And yes, Naruto's magic is called onyx. Basically, onyx gives Naruto the ability to use any type of, like, he can basically, like, almighty push, but in this case, it's called onyx push, onyx shidori, all that. But he can't, like, use fireball, jutsu, nothing like that. He can't use the elemental stuff. He basically can use, like, he's like, how can I explain this? Like, it's basically evil type chakra, I guess you could say. Like, stuff like that. If you guys know, like, onyx. Pretty sure that means evil, or it stands for some type of evil thing or something like that. And yeah, so he can use like universal pull, but onyx pull, and like heavenly hand power. And if you guys don't know what heavenly hand power, it basically is Sasuke's Rinnegan ability. He can switch places with people, but in this case, he can switch places with people and just teleport. I'm pretty sure Sasuke could do that, but yeah, I think he can. But still, Naruto, he basically, I'm gonna have some other moves for him, but I'm not about to explain them all right now. So, his downside is if he uses it too much, he goes berserk. And, like, when he goes berserk, he leaves himself wide open. Like, wide open. So, like, he will be, like, berserk and start attacking you and stuff like that. But, like, he doesn't care. Like, you could easily attack him. Like, he will be wide open for your attacks. And, yeah. So, he can't just spam it. So, Naruto then decides to, he just decides to say, well, can I get some clothes? And, Hinata then grabs some clothes and said, oh, I made these for you. And she basically gives Naruto, the same thing Sasuke wore in Shippuden. Not when we first saw him, that freaking little gay outfit, bro. Y'all saw how that joke was? Sasuke was kind of looking sus. But, basically the 5 Kage Summit type of outfit he was wearing. That's the outfit I'm talking about. But you know, like the little big old like thing he was wearing around his waist. He doesn't have that, but he does. But he does have like the little purple, little thing that he had around his waist too. So he does have that. And he just has some normal, type shinobi pants and some shinobi sandals. They don't know it's shinobi stuff, but she just made it. And he does have Sasuke's Kusanagi blade. No, no, he has this blade right here. Right now, he has that blade. And yeah. So basically, he gets up and then says, well, no, he gets out of the bathroom because he was changing. And he says, well, thanks. And, he then says, well, I guess I'll just leave now. And he leaves. And, Hinata says goodbye. And, he starts walking through his village. People wondering who this guy is. And, because, like, they've never seen him before in this village. And now to see that the village has become a little bit more better, People aren't just as poor. There's actually stuff going on. And, there's actually some buildings. And, this village doesn't look so bad. So, he thinks that it's a good thing that he left. And, he starts walking. And then he then sees, well, then sees some boy getting pulled into an alleyway by some mobs. And they then say, hey, kid, give us all your money now. And, the kid's just like, I don't have nothing. Please leave me alone. I don't have nothing. Please. And then they, the thugs say, so you don't have nothing, huh? Well, too bad. We're gonna have to kill you. He then says, don't, please. And Naruto then says, okay, I probably should help out. And, he goes over there and then says, hey, leave him alone. And, he didn't say, huh, no, they didn't say, huh, hey, kid, you might as well get out of here or you're going to be next. And then he says, leave him alone. And then, the thugs then say, well, you asked for this, kid. And they start running at Naruto. And Naruto just gets this word up in his head. And it's onyx push. So Naruto then says, okay, onyx push. And it basically blows all of the free. Okay. Just don't think of it as like that, okay? So he just pushes back all of the, thugs. And, like, I'm going to say they all hit a rock and they broke their necks from that. One broke their spine, another broke their neck. And, yeah. So, Naruto is now fight. He's now, just, going to help out the kid. And then says, oh, are you okay? And the kid says, thank you, mister. Thank you. Please, no, he says, thank you. Please accept this. And he gives Naruto some money. And he says, oh, you're a good kid. You didn't give them no money. Well, you probably should learn how to defend yourself. And he says, well, like, can you train me? And Naruto then says, well, I can't train you because I don't even know how to defend myself. I really don't even know what I just did there. And he then said, okay, I'm sorry for wasting your time. And Naruto says, no problem. Just stay out of trouble, okay? And the kid then shakes his head and walks off. Naruto then says, huh, okay. And and he's in the alley. He starts walking out in the forest, and then his head starts to hurt. And then he feels pain in his neck, on his neck. And he just says, what is this? What's happening? And his curse mark starts to spread around his face. And it's basically looking how Sasuke had it as a kid. Not like this. It's basically looking at how Sasuke had it as a kid. It's not all around his face. It's just on this the left side of his face right here. It's just on this side of the face. Okay, his face is on. So Naruto then says, "Okay." Oh no, he then says, what's going on here?" And he basically starts to feel even more pain in his head, and he gets flashbacks of the memories that he was getting tortured and stuff like that, and he the memory then stop, and he then says, "I'm I'm I'm so powerful," and he has a sadistic smile on his face, and the curse mark is taking him over right now, and he then says, "Those people that treated me wrong in that village, I'm gonna go kill every single one of them." And he goes to the village and he massacres everybody there, and everybody is just screaming for their lives. And then Naruto gets up to that one kid, and the kid says, "Mister, why are you doing this?" And he says, "Kid, oh, you're still. I thought I told you. You need to learn how to defend yourself." And he then says, "Well, you don't know how to defend yourself either, do you?" And he then said, "Well, I do now." And he pulls out his sword and he's about to stab, this kid. But then he stops. This is, "Run, go!" And the kid says, "Oh, okay." And he starts running. Naruto then says, "Well, why would I?" Well, then he then says, "You're happy that you did that, aren't you?" But then Naruto then says, they just his freaking mind just going back and forth. He just saying, "I was so glad that I killed them," and he says, "Why would I say that?" Stuff like that. And he just going back and forth. It's like he has mixed personalities, which he kind of does when he goes, crazy. He goes dumb, and then he keeps on going back and forth, and then he then feels somebody hugging him, and he then looks down and sees it's Hinata. Hinata then says, "Naruto, are you okay?" And Naruto says, "Hinata, get up." "No, I'm gonna kill her." And then he says, "No, get away, Hinata, now." And then she then taps her head on Naruto's forehead, and basically, that side of Naruto just goes away. And she says, "Are you okay?" And Naruto says, "Huh, what did you do?" And she says, "Well, I took away that evil side. It's still gonna be a part of you, but you need to train. You need to train and figure out a way to, suppress that." And Naruto then says, "Oh, thank you." And basically, um, a few years pass, and Naruto and Hinata have gotten together. They love each other, and basically, he's learned how to control the curse mark stage 1. But when he goes stage 2, it's berserk mode. And yeah, so basically, Naruto also has his 3-time way Sharingan activated. I mean, not activated. He also has it unlocked. And yeah, so they're living in that cabin Naruto was found in, and I'ma just say it's their anniversary today, and um, Naruto was going to marry Hinata, so it's I'm gonna say they were they went on some trips and stuff for their anniversary and stuff like that, and then they get that to their house, and Naruto was about to propose to Hinata, but then they heard thunder, like loud thunder, and it really doesn't be like this most of the time. So they go outside, they go check what it is, and they just see it's a thunderstorm coming in, and then it looks like a thunderstorm coming in, and then a flash of light appears, and we didn't see Mayo. Okay. Mayo then says, Hinata, you went to this bastard. I'm surprised he's even alive. And you're lucky that the Supreme Goddess can control you. Into your name, Naruto, huh? Yeah, you're lucky the Supreme Goddess can control you. And he just says, what are you talking about? And then he says, well, she sent me down here to, well, kill Hinata because she hadn't been back in a while. But she didn't know that you were here. And you're back. So, I guess I can bring you back. And maybe she'll give me even a more bigger reward. And he then says, I thought you were, no, Hinata says, what are you doing, Maya? I thought you were a nice person, a kind-hearted person. And, basically, by then, not Estarossa, Mael has already seen, Elizabeth, with Meliodas. And, he's on the verge, to go into Demon King, getting his power from him. But, this is not happening yet. So Naruto, it says, Hinata step back. And he then goes into his curse mark stage 1. And he activates his Titamo Sharingan. And then he takes the sword that he had. And then says, alright, let's do this. And Estarossa says, bring it on. And just for a reminder, Estarossa does have his sunshine too. So he still does have his sunshine. And, Naruto starts rushing. Not Estarossa, Maya has his sunshine. And, they start rushing at each other and they're clashing. I'm going to say Estarossa got a sword. And, they're clashing right now. And, they're going back and forth. Well, then Estarossa amps up his power. And then says, you're weak. And he starts pummeling Naruto. And Naruto says, Hinata, get out of here. I can't hold him on for long. Get out of here. And Naruto then tells Hinata to get out. And she then says, I won't leave you. And Naruto then says, do it, Hinata, now. You need to go. And basically, Hinata starts running away. And Naruto then says, okay, since he's gone, I can do this. And he says, okay, you can take me over now. And his curse mark stage 2 takes over. He then says, you finally let me out now. Now, Naruto. Finally, I get to have some fun. And he then says, no, my other says, what is this? Who are you? And he then says, I'm Naruto Uchiha, but I guess you could call me the devil. And he rushes at Estarossa, and Estarossa kills, not Estarossa. What you guys doing? I'm talking about is Mayo and Estarossa, but he rushes at Mayo, and Mayo couldn't see him, and Naruto just starts pummeling Mayo, and Mayo just getting hit with multiple attacks, and I mean multiple attacks, and then Meliodas says, I'm tired of this. And he goes into the 1 state. And he then says, it's over. And Naruto's about to get hit with a sunshine beam. But then Hinata jumps in and she takes the beam for Naruto. And Naruto then, even though, the sadistic side of Naruto, he's, all about blood, he still does care about Hinata. And he sees this in his eye. His Sharingan eye morphs into the Mangekyo. Eternal Mangekyo just for he gets the Eternal Mangekyo, okay? And basically he then says Hinata and his Mangekyo pattern basically is looking like Itachi's and Madara's, so that's how it looks. And he just said, Hinata, don't, why would you do that? Don't go. And she then says, Naruto, I want to celebrate this anniversary. And she then shows a headband, and this is the Ninja Leaf headband. And basically, she then puts it on Naruto's head, and Naruto starts crying. He says, don't go. I was going to," and a box falls out of Naruto's hand. I mean, pocket. And, it opens, and then Hinata sees that Naruto is planning on marrying her. And then she then gets the box and puts the ring on and says, "Yes, I will." And Naruto then says, "What are you talking about?" And she shows her ring, the ring, and Naruto then starts crying even more. And he just hugs Hinata, and Hinata says, "Don't worry, we'll see each other again one day." And guys, Naruto then says, I'll kill you." And Naruto's eye just starts becoming more red. And his Mangekyo's are now in both of his eyes. He then says, "I'll kill you, Maya." And he then says, "Onyx, push." And he pushes Mayo across the whole entire globe. And Mayo literally comes straight back to where they were. Naruto always has an Onyx Shidori ready. And he pierces Mayo straight to the stomach. He then says, "Now you know pain." And he then says, "Heavenly concealed." And basically, he gets put in a basically he puts a black ball on Estarossa or Mael, and to parts of the earth, and starts going to Mael, and he starts flowing. It becomes a meteor, and it starts going up to the sky. And Naruto then says, he puts his hand in the air and then says, "Onyx." This move that Onyx Kid with the thunderclap be gone. And he then uses the thunderclap, and it basically goes straight through the meteor. And Naruto thinks it's the good, but Estarossa sunshine protected him, and he got you know basically was thought to be dead, because Gother, yes, this is where because in canon, Gother made Estarossa be the one that killed um Mael, but he basically killed himself. But in this, is actually Naruto that killed Mael. So everybody thinks Naruto's killed Mael, but he's still alive. And you know, Estarossa gets created, and yeah. So basically, everything else happens like that. And yeah. So Naruto then, oh shoot. Okay. So Naruto then starts crying, and he then looks over at Hinata's body, and he then buries her body at the cabin, and he starts walking off. And basically, Naruto is traveling around the world for about 20 years, and basically, you know, Meliodas appears, or not appears, Meliodas finds Naruto one day, and Naruto then says, "Who are you?" And Meliodas just says, "My name is Meliodas." And yeah, so I've been trying to put a group together, and well, Naruto is already, he's not, kind of hearing what Meliodas has said. He only is stunned that his name is Meliodas, because he remembers that the Supreme Goddess said she wanted to make a demon as strong as Meliodas. And, Naruto's only thing is, so this is the person she tried to make me be, huh? I wonder how strong he is. And Meliodas just says, "Did you hear what I said?" And Naruto, "What did you say again?" And Meliodas says, "I was been trying to put together a group. We were going to be first called the, well, 786. And then a person called Merlin, she showed me, uh, well, a picture and a video of you. Well, not a video, basically showing me how how you do your stuff." And Naruto then says, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, now I decided to call it eight deadly sins." Well, I was gonna, call it, the eight heavenly sins. But that kind of sounds, too nice. And Naruto then says, "So I guess I'm not a nice person." And he really says, "No, no, no, I'm a nice person. When it comes down to it, I am deadly." And he just smiles. And Naruto then says, "Yeah, okay, I guess I'll join." And he then says, "Meliodas, do you know about, the angel Mael?" And Meliodas then says, "Yeah, he was the angel of, one of the four archangels." And Naruto then said, "Did you have any problem with, could you kill one of them?" And Naruto then said, "Yeah, most likely could." And, no, not Naruto, Meliodas then said, "I most likely could." And then Naruto says, "Okay, so if you could kill one of them, then no. So if you could kill one of them, which one would it be?" And he then says, "Well, I probably would have a real hard time with trying to kill Mael, but I think I could kill one of them with a little easier." And Naruto then says, "Okay, so do you know I'm the one that killed Mael, right?" And Meliodas' eyes widen and says, "What? Wait, I thought that you were just um." They never said, huh? "Yes, I'm Naruto Uchiha." And he then said, "Oh, I didn't know your name was Uchiha. I only know your name was Naruto." I mean, that did come up in my head once, but I just shrugged it off. "So you're the one that killed Mael, one of the four archangels?" And Naruto then said, "Yeah, yeah." And Naruto then says, "I made him suffer for what he did to me." And Meliodas then said, what did he do to you?" He said, "You won't understand. You don't need to know that right now. So let's go to your little group." And Meliodas says, "Okay, let's go." And they basically leave, and they go to where, the seven deadly sins. I mean not seven deadly sins, the king, no, the Leona's kingdom. And basically, when they get there, Naruto meets the team, and yeah. So basically, they come to this, their sins, sin of wrath, stuff like that. In Naruto, he is gonna be the crow sin. No, yeah, he's gonna be the crow sin of uh, uh the crow sin of evil. So yeah. So yeah, I know it kind of sounds, cringy, kind of garbage, but I just wanted to make it that because Naruto he can do like the crow type substitution, like that. But that's just like a move he can do with his magic. So yeah, and you'll get their sacred treasures. And Naruto says sacred treasures, huh? Okay. And he then gives the blade that um Hinata gave him. And he then says, "Well, you can burn this blade. You can burn this blade, but still use the same metal and make it into this type of sword." And he basically shows Sasuke Kusanagi blade. And they then say, "Okay, well, what do you want your ability to be for it?" And Naruto then says, "Well, I want it to be able to, for me to generate lightning through it." And he any amount of lightning. And they then said, okay. And they basically get to work on that. And they make Naruto the Kusanagi blade. And basically, Naruto can generate his onyx Shidori lightning. And he basically, calls the onyx blade. And he basically can make the sword as big as he wants. And he can put, lightning energy around it. That's basically how Naruto's sacred treasure is. And it's called the Kusanagi blade. No. It's just, it's just gonna be called the onyx blade. So, everybody, all the 7 days sins, they get their 8 days sins. They, get their sacred treasures, their armor. I'm just saying Naruto gets the Uchiha armor. You guys know what Uchiha armor looks like. It's in Shippuden. It's in Naruto Ninja Storm 4 and Naruto the Barzo Shinobi Striker. And yeah, so look that up. Look up Uchiha armor. And yeah, you'll basically find how it looks. And yeah, Naruto's just wearing that, but he has Toby's, no, not Toby's, Obito's mask that he had in the fourth grade Ninja War. So yeah, Naruto just fighting everybody. Not fighting everybody, he's been going on the missions with the 7 deadly sins, with the 8 deadly sins. And yeah, they were basically doing the missions for the same amount of years they were doing missions in canon. And yeah, so we go up to the point where, they, get betrayed or get tricked by Leonis. Well, not Leonis, they get tricked by, what's his name? The guy with the white hair. Forgot his name. But anyway, yeah, they get tricked by him. And he's he still has that demon. He's still a demon. He still has a demon inside him, you know what I mean? And yeah, so basically Naruto is, well, he goes back to the cabin him and Hinata lived in. And basically, he's in the cabin right now. And he just living there for those years that, 7 deadly sins went low. And, then he hears a knock on his door, when the years pass. And, he opens the door and sees Meliodas. Meliodas says, yo, Naruto, hey. And Naruto says, oh, what's up, Meliodas? What are you doing here? Isn't the, 7 deadly sins, well, isn't the 8 deadly sins the symbol to, still, being looked for? And, he then says, Meliodas then says, yeah, but, I've decided to bring the group back together. I did say like, we're trying to save the world, and we still are, even if, Leonis doesn't trust us. And, Naruto says, okay. Well, how many people have you got? And Meliodas then says, so far, nobody. And Naruto then face palms and says, Meliodas, is the reason you came to me is because I told you where my location was, and you just knew I was a better tracker than you. And Meliodas says, Exactamundo, that's the right reason I came to my best friend for help. And, Naruto and Meliodas are best friends. I'm gonna just say they're, tighter than Bon and Meliodas. And, yeah. Bon and Meliodas, they still have that, friend, Naruto and Meliodas, they have that Sasuke and Naruto vibe. And in this, Naruto basically the Sasuke and Meliodas is the Naruto. And, Naruto then says, okay, let's go to, he says, okay, let's go. And he grabs, his outfit, and he basically grabs his onyx blade. And, he then says, unlike somebody, I kept my secret treasure. And Meliodas then said, well, I sold mine, for some money. And, Naruto then said, how would you do that, Meliodas? You know how powerful that is? Meliodas then says, well, yeah, but, I wanted to keep it to myself. And he says, why do you have the key to, Ten Commandments on your back? And Meliodas says, well, I want to keep it next to me only. And Naruto then says, okay, I don't have a problem with that. And, they get to the ball. And basically, you know, they're there for a few more. No, they're there for 2 years later. And, Elizabeth shows up like canon. And, yeah, basically, Naruto was asleep when she showed up. And then, when Honk was like, hey, Meliodas, get off of her and stuff like that, Naruto then woke up and said, Meliodas, you're still doing that. And he then said, what are you talking about? And then, he says, you're groping girls. He just says, well, yeah. And he then looks down and he sees Elizabeth. And he just says, wait, Elizabeth, isn't that? And he remembers that that was the baby or the kid that Meliodas was always, talking to. And yes, Naruto was paying attention, unlike some people. And, he didn't. He has a good memory. He has a photographic memory. And, he says, Meliodas, can I talk to you for a bit? No, can I talk to you in private? Meliodas says, oh, okay, sure. And then Naruto then says, Meliodas, isn't that the kid that you were always around? When, the king, the Jonas didn't like, respected us? And, he then says, yeah, that is how. And Naruto then says, I'm not stupid, Meliodas. Well, how is she, like, what? What are you even doing? She's really, really, really younger than you. And, yeah, I don't get it. And Meliodas says, well, yeah, I explained in time, Naruto. But right now, yeah, there's really no reason to. And Naruto then says, well, then Meliodas, if you can do that, then I guess I can too. And he's about to go in there and, do the same thing Meliodas is doing to Elizabeth. And then Meliodas speed over there and say, no, this is only mine. And Naruto then say, okay, Meliodas. And then he walks off, but then, he looks back and Meliodas sees Naruto some, mind get your Sharingan. And Meliodas, yeah. And Naruto just starts laughing and says, yeah, you can keep her. I don't care. And he then leaves. Naruto then says, what do I should do? I wonder what should I do? Should I, just go outside for a bit? Or, but then he hears a knock on the door. And Naruto then says, hey, Meliodas, somebody's knocking at the door. And Meliodas then says, okay. And he gets up and goes to check on who it is. The Knights of Leonis is there, saying that there was sign of a giant. I'm pretty sure the end. That's what they were talking about. And Naruto then said, well, DN. No, not DN. Well, see. Melly just starts thinking, they basically come up with the same plan. And Naruto then says, I'll just be waiting outside. And, he teleports outside. And, same thing happens. And, we're at the point where Meliodas is trying to protect Elizabeth. And, the guy with the red armor is about to strike down on Meliodas. But then Naruto comes in with his onyx blade. And he basically grabs the man's, blade and breaks it. And his eyes widen. He says, how? And Naruto then says, hello, my name's Naruto Uchiha. I'm the crow son of evil. And he then says, You're the most, you're most ruthless out of all of them, even more ruthless than your captain. And this is Exactamundo. And I'm not as nice as Meliodas is, so yeah, I'm not gonna give you the benefit of doubt. And then Meliodas then says, Naruto, don't kill him, okay? Naruto then says, you're taking the fun out of it, but I will kill those other two. I will kill those other people. And he basically unsheathes his sword, but then puts it back in. You know how anime people be doing it. And the guy's heads fall off. And the guy looks back and says, he's that fast? He's faster than Gil Thunder. He then says, oh, little Gil, huh? You're talking about him. Oh, yeah, don't forget who taught him his speed. And Naruto then said, okay, I can see that you already took a dump in your pants. You already peed, too. And so you could just leave right now. And he then says, never. And he tries to go for another attack. And then Naruto just dodges. But, it's going down to Meliodas. And basically it says, full counter. And, yeah. Um, you know, freaking Elizabeth figured out that Naruto, Meliodas and Naruto are one of the sins. And, yeah. Naruto then says, well. His, crow, his crow little tattoo showing. And he just says, well. And he then says, well, Meliodas, you gonna have to explain a lot to her. And, he then says, not really. And, Naruto then says, well, you really don't want to explain nothing, do you? And then says, no, not really. And Naruto then says, okay, whatever, let's go. And they leave. They go back to the bar. And Naruto then says, I'm gonna be, gone for a little bit. I'll be back. And he leaves, and he basically just goes to a far, area, and he starts training on his abilities, which is Susanoo. He has got it up to, like, not basically with a point. Itachi had his Susanoo, like, kind of like that, when it's not even, he doesn't have, it's basically imperfect body Susanoo. And, yeah. So I'm gonna just say his Susanoo is, his Susanoo is, black, and, yeah, it's black, but it got a little bit of, green in there, so, yeah. So, like, his swords, and, like his sword, which is the Tosca blade, and, he has the little shield Itachi had. Basically, all of his weapons are green. And I'm gonna say his eyes and his hair is green, too. So, yeah. That's how his Susanoo looks. And, yeah, so Naruto, practicing on his, his, new abilities, like Tosca blade and that little shield. And I'm gonna give him another ability, which is gonna be called, final, not that, I'm thinking about Dragon Ball Z over here. It's gonna be called, what was it? Oh yeah, Kamui Atamasu. And yeah, I know Kamui Atamasu, what are you talking about? Like, it's basically Atamasu, but it doesn't, like, it burns you still, but it sucks you into, like, a vortex. So he basically says Inferno style Kamui Atamasu, and he shoots an arrow at you, and basically that arrow, becomes, it has the Altamasu flames, but it also has Kamui. And, it's burning you, but it's also sucking you into the, Kamui dimension. And when you get there, like, I'm gonna just say, Naruto, like, he can make it to when you can die instantly in there, or you just, you can survive. So, yeah. Basically hit you with one of those. And, he gets tired, and he decides he has to head back. And he just uses Heavenly Hand power to get back there. And Naruto then says, well, I might as well get some sleep. And he goes to his bed, and he literally falls down and sleeps automatically. And, yeah, so Naruto wakes up, and, he just says, ugh. Okay, before I continue, guys, I don't know if this is going to be a movie or not. If I make this a movie, it's probably going to be like season, all the way up to like season 4. And then I'm going to stop there because I haven't finished season 5 yet. So, like, yeah, if I do make this a movie, it's going to be like season 5. But anyway, let's get back into the story. So, yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, hit that like button. If you haven't, subscribe. I want to get to, 100 subscribers by August. If we can do that, well, thank you. And, see, like, if I don't post another video soon, like, happy 4th of July, But anyway, yeah, let's get back to the, what if. So Naruto wakes up, and, Meliodas says, okay. So we're now gonna go find, Diane. And he then says, Diane? Really? Isn't she obsessed with you? And he then says, huh? Obsessed with me? And Naruto then says, okay, no, Meliodas, you're oblivious to, her. But you're sure as heck not oblivious to freaking Elizabeth. What's up with that? And Naruto then said, in time, I tell you, Naruto. I mean, not Naruto. Meliodas then said, in time, I tell you, Naruto, okay? You just have to wait, okay? It's in time. And Naruto said, okay, I'm getting this in time, Meliodas. One day you're gonna tell me, or I'm just gonna, find out for myself. Meliodas then says, okay, let's go. And, they basically, go to that white forest. And basically, they get there. And, Deanne, she's still there. Deanne, she's there. I'm gonna basically say Naruto was just sitting up in a tree for the whole time. So everything in canon happened. And, until, Gil Thunder came. And I forgot to mention, Meliodas still did, the little, thing where he caught the, staff and threw that junk back to Gil Thunder. That joke was hard. I never gonna cap. That junk was hard. And yeah, so Naruto, then stepped down and said, oh, Gil Thunder. What's up with that? Well, he just says, okay, Gil Thunder. It's been a while. And then Gil Thunder says, oh, Master Naruto, what are you doing here? And Naruto says, well, I want to see if you've been training. Keep up your speed. Let's see how fast you are. Naruto then rushes out Gil. And, they're basically clashing right now. And Naruto says, you improved. But you don't stand a chance when I use this. And he then closes his eyes and says, Sharingan. And he has both Sharingan in his eyes, just now. And, he basically annihilating Gil right now. And, Gil, Meliodas says, hey, chill. And Gil then says, Meliodas, I just want you to know I'm the strongest out of all 7 deadly sins. And yeah, he said 7 deadly sins because, he wasn't gonna say 8 deadly sins. Because if he did, he's over with. He's just lying to himself. And Meliodas knew what he meant by this. Because, Meliodas is, told him to, say that if he's ever in trouble. And, you know, Meliodas knew that, Naruto was really powerful. So he told Yo Thunder to never say that. Because you're never going to get on Naruto's level. So he just said 7 deadly sins and not 8 deadly sins. So, yeah. Naruto just said, okay, Gil, Thunder, you probably should leave. And Gil says, I'll be back. And he, disappears in his thunder. Naruto then says, he thinks he has, good lightning abilities. If only he knew who is the real Thunder God. And he starts walking, back to, where Meliodas and everybody else, and then, Deanne said, oh, hey Naruto. And Naruto said, oh, hey Deanne. And, they start talking, about how they've been, how life's been since, the 8 deadly sins the sampled. And yeah. So basically, Naruto then said, okay, so who we're gonna go find next? And Meliodas said, oh, we're gonna go find Bond next. And Naruto said, oh, Bond? Oh, him? Oh, I already know where he is at. And he said, oh, where is he? He's locked up in some facility, and he's being guarded by some by a lot of holy knights. And Naruto says, what facility is it? And Naruto says not Naruto, Meliodas says, what facility is it? And Naruto tells him, and Meliodas says, okay, we're gonna go there. And basically, everything happens with the poison stuff. And, Meliodas finding that guy. So, basically, Naruto, oh yeah, and the bee stuff, all that still happens. And Naruto wasn't there. Because if I did put Naruto there, he was just going to kill Meliodas in the end. So, yeah. So, I'm going to just say he was just in the trees. He was in the bush and leaving waste, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You guys know where that reference is from. But yeah. So he then was like, okay. Looks like they got over it. And, Bond still gets broken out. But, he still breaks out. And, yeah. So, Naruto is now... No. So we now skip to when Bond, is still in his cell, and Naruto teleports there and then says, "Oh, hey Bond," and Bond says, "Oh, Naruto, what are you doing here?" And Naruto says, "Oh, you didn't know? I'm surprised they haven't said it yet, but Meliodas is starting the 7 deadly sins back. 8 deadly sins back, and Bond breaks his chance and says, "Oh, finally, something to do," and Bond then says, okay, what are we gonna do? And Bond then said, no, Naruto then said, so you just find yourself some clothes, and I'll just, handle these people. And, he goes to get him some clothes, and he leaves. And Naruto, he basically handles the whole night. And when he gets to Jericho, he then looks at Jericho, and he sees that Jericho's eyes looks just like Hinata's. And he then has a teardrop fall down his eyes. And he then drops his blade. And he then says, go. And she runs. Jericho don't know why, or Jericho. It's Jericho or Jericho. It's Jericho or Jericho. I don't know. So, she doesn't know why Naruto just dropped the blade and had a tear fall down his eyes. And yes, Jericho is the reincarnation of, not Meliodas, the reincarnation of Hinata. And she doesn't know this. She still has her what magic does she have? Wait, does she even have magic? Yeah, I don't even think she had magic yet. She just had her little ice magic. And yeah. I don't think she had magic. So basically, she just oh shoot, I forgot. So she just, I'm sorry for the silence. And so she just leaves, and she does. Pretty sure she doesn't have any magic yet. She gets her brother's ice magic, and yeah. So Naruto then picks up his blade, and then looks the way Jericho's running. And alright guys, I'm sorry, but this is where I'm gonna be leaving the video off, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 to this too. And yeah, see you guys next time. Naruto Black Ops out.